Have you ever felt like your heart and your wallet are at war with each other? Well, today we're diving into the brilliant chaos of the Nollywood film Secrets of the Heart to pull out some surprisingly powerful lessons on how to handle life, love, and, money.
So let me just start by asking you this. What do you think is harder to manage, your money or your relationships? This movie makes a pretty bold claim that you can't actually separate them. And when one starts to fall apart, you can bet the other is right behind it.
And this story, oh man, it's the perfect case study. It's just a beautiful mess where personal lives, careers, and finances all crash into each other in this huge, tangled web of drama. Honestly, it's a masterclass in how things can go completely off the rails.
So, first up, let's meet our main character, Toby. He's trying, and I mean trying, to co-parent with his ex, Ruth. Their whole relationship is already a minefield of resentment, but it absolutely explodes with this accusation. He's just found out that another man is living in the house that he pays for.
And then you've got his current girlfriend, Brooklyn. She's an influencer with, let's just say, expensive taste. And the flashpoint between them? A 550,000 Naira wig. Her thinking is simple. You're my boyfriend, you should pay for it. His reaction is just pure shock. And what's so interesting here is that this isn't really about hair. It's a fundamental clash of values. And the drama doesn't stop with Toby. Not at all. His friend Prince is dealing with his own massive betrayal. And this line right here, it just perfectly captures the messy fallout and this theme of accountability, or really, the complete lack of it, that seems to haunt everybody in this story. So we've got cheating, a financial standoff, a co-parenting crisis. It's pretty clear everyone has a problem. But you know, these are just the symptoms. So what's the real engine driving all of this chaos? Let's dig into the root of it.
Okay, let's talk about money. Because in this movie, arguments about Naira are almost never just about Naira. They're basically stand-ins for these bigger battles over respect, control, power, and all of these unspoken expectations.
I mean, just look at the financial pressure Toby is under from two different sides. On one hand, you have his girlfriend, Brooklyn, who sees his money as a tool for her lifestyle. And on the other, you have his ex, Ruth, who sees it as his duty to fund her household. And in both situations, there's like zero room for discussion. And to make this all even worse, here's the reality of Toby's own finances. His 10-room hotel, the business he is pouring his entire life into, had just a single guest booked for the night. One. That one little number puts all of these huge financial demands into a terrifying new light, doesn't it?
This quote from Brooklyn just captures the disconnect perfectly. Her line is so telling. This isn't about need, it's about entitlement. It's a mindset that treats a partner's bank account as just another resource to be used, turning the whole relationship into a transaction.
But see, money is only half the story. There's an even more destructive force at work here, and it's crippling everyone. Ego. This is where pride becomes way more valuable than peace.
Toby's friend gives this brutally honest diagnosis, and it really hits home. So many of the characters, especially the men, are just driven by impulse, by pride, by these short-sighted desires. They are constantly making decisions that sabotage their own happiness.
And this right here, this is the moment Toby's ego just completely takes the wheel. The issue isn't really about the rent money anymore. The real wound is to his pride. The idea of another man in what he thinks of as his space, it triggers this massive, irrational, and totally explosive reaction.
We even see this ego pop up with his own mother. When she criticizes his struggling business, he doesn't hear her concern for him. All he hears is judgment. His response is just pure defense, lashing out because his pride won't let him admit that he's in trouble. He's not going to be anyone's puppet. But right in the middle of all of this emotional chaos, a new character shows up who is operating on a completely different level. Meet the new hotel manager. She is a force of pure logic and professionalism. So while Toby is drowning in all his personal drama, she just walks in, takes a look around, and immediately comes up with simple, actionable solutions. There's no emotion, no ego, just practical steps. It's so brilliant because of how simple it is, and it's a great reminder that solutions are right there when you're not blinded by your own anger. And this is the key point right here, her focus. Everyone else is just reacting to problems, basically fighting fires that they started themselves. She, on the other hand, is looking ahead, searching for opportunities for growth, like adding a spa. She's a clear blueprint for how to handle challenges without getting sucked into the drama.
Okay, so we've seen the money problems, the ego trips, and the logical alternative. Now, let's pull it all together and figure out what we can actually learn from all this dysfunction.
So here are the big lessons from all the chaos. First, emotional reactions just pour fuel on the fire, like every single phone call between Toby and Ruth. But a calm, logical approach, like the manager's, is what actually solves things. Second, unspoken financial expectations, like that wig or the rent, they are guaranteed to blow up in your face. And maybe most important of all, ego is an expensive luxury that gets in the way of smart decisions every single time.
You know, this piece of advice from Toby's mother is the perfect summary for the whole film. Getting dragged into these messy, emotional fights doesn't prove you're right, it just makes you part of the mess. Sometimes the smartest and strongest thing you can do is just refuse to get dirty in the first place.
And that brings us to our final question, the one this whole story really leaves us with. When you're faced with a challenge or a conflict or a tough decision in your own life, who's really in the driver's seat? Is it your logic or is it your ego? Definitely something to think about.